Today I'll be analyzing the 2020 Super Bowl ad, Bud Light Seltzer #PostyStory. The ad first grabs the audience's attention by starring Post Malone, one of the most prominent pop culture figures today. He has recognizable face tattoos, recognizable hair, recognizable personality, so this is a good way to get attention from the viewers for Bud Light. You also get some audible attention cues from a monotone speaking voice that goes throughout the commercial and the sudden screaming from the taste buds at second 19, resulting in not only a visual attention from Post Malone and him knocking everything over in the aisles, but also the audible attention if you're not looking at the screen. The distinction in this ad is very unique as you have the inside-out view of characters within Post Malone's head, controlling his motor functions. This leads to a comedic effect along with the slapstick effect of him knocking everything down. The comedy is expected to be from the inside-out perspective, but it keeps one-upping itself. From the knocking everything over to at second 55, him asking, "You have any pretzels?" when obviously he knocked them all over. It just keeps getting more and more distinct. And currently, Post Malone is a very prominent character, so this only adds to it. The positioning, which is very unique with this Bud Light commercial. Bud Light is really known for its fantasy ads in the past years since the last Super Bowl. This is a starkly different approach to that, as you are getting positioning within a store. You have Bud Light in a store. Who would have thought that? So you have the Bud Light right next to the Bud Light Seltzer. Everything is positioned just as it would be in a store. And this makes you feel almost like you're at the same level as Post Malone. You're going out, you're getting some Bud Light Seltzer, just like Post Malone is. It's perfect for positioning. With Linkage, this ad strategically places Bud Light Seltzer next to the Bud Light, saying that, quote, Post Malone drinks Bud Light, end quote, at second 30. So this connects, oh, you drink Bud Light? Post Malone does too. That already makes that great connection, like you're at that top level. Post Malone drinks Bud Light Seltzer, you'll like it too. So not only is it connecting you, wanting you to buy Bud Light, it also wants you to buy Bud Light Seltzer, its new product. So the positioning and the linkage is doing all the better for Bud Light. It is quoted at second 32, try something new, to reinforce this idea and to further give you more insight on the product. Quote, just a little hard seltzer with a bit of fruit flavor, light and refreshing, end quote, at second 20. So this is giving you all the right reasons to make you buy this product. Going to the amplification, the viewer's thoughts are favorable because it connects a star to the slew of images that Bud Light is creating as a brand. Even though this is a commercial for the seltzer, the beer is also placed perfectly right next to it, saying, oh, you like this? Buy them both. You can't do that with every company, and that gives Bud Light all the better support. So it's two advertisements in one, and redefines seltzer as a drink for everyone. Right in this culture, Bud Light, any seltzer, is seen as a more feminine drink. Like men have to drink beer, women should drink seltzers. By having a male prominent figure drinking the seltzer and the beer, it breaks that gap and says that anybody can drink whatever they want. Finally, the net equity. Bud Light as a brand that has revolved around in the commercials a lighthearted and very comedic nature. And this fits right in with that, but puts it even in a more programmable setting for the viewer to start buying it. So overall, the effectiveness, it's perfectly effective, and I agree with the A rating that Ad Plan gave it. It's engaging with the audience audibly and visually. It's executed well. Positioning is spot on. The brand value is exactly the same as it has been. And even though that it's redefining the industry of alcohol with who should drink what, it's reasonable. And that's going into the answer of question 2. This ad shows what a perfect world would have. You're not discriminated for what you drink. Bud Light posted this ad on January 29th with another ad, both from the creators Wyden and Kennedy, with the public deciding on which ad they wanted in the Super Bowl. So the second unaired ad depicts Post Malone getting a Bud Light Seltzer, but focusing on the new mango flavor, but in a bar setting. The ad appeals to viewers by stating second 19, quote, tastes like mango, end quote, and at second 31, quote, 100 calories, end quote. So this is giving more qualitative and quantitative data for the viewer to really just take in and understand what this new seltzer is all about. The ad gives a similar look into post-brain with that same format where they call the spleen and immediately hang up at second 42. This spleen joke is a little drawn out, and this might have pushed viewers away because how real this really was. People, when they drink alcohol, don't want to think about the true side effects. They're relaxing, much as like when they watch the ad. They don't want to think about, oh, my spleen's not going to be happy with me when I drink this. No, they want to be happy when they drink it. So going into what values are present and missing in the aired ad, the values present are wanting to fit in. You want to be just like anybody else, just like Post Malone. You want to be just like someone famous, and you want to try new things, just like Post Malone said in the ad. Some values that are missing but were present in the unaired ad that the public chose not to run during the Super Bowl were the true side effects and the nutritional value, probably just because it was too real, too boring. And the full description of the taste was also cut from the aired ad just because most people have tried a seltzer. They know around what it tastes like. This goes into what Bud Light could have done better. They could have distinguished themselves away from the other seltzers in such a saturated market. You have Bud Light Seltzer now, you have Natural Light Seltzer, you have Spiked Seltzer, you have White Claw. There's so many. What can Bud Light bring to the table that is different? So some side campaigns that were trying to be drawn from the Bud Light brand were to redefine who drinks seltzer, who drinks beer, and their answer is anyone. Why not try both? And this brings more power to their brand because they have both. And this hurts other brands because not all brands have both. So this gives all the more power to Bud Light because when they advertise this idea, other brands can't provide both the seltzer and the beer. But when people do want to try both, they can go straight to Bud Light. And finally, in this category, some people that are benefited that are people that already drink the Bud Light beer or already drink the Bud Light seltzer. They're saying, go out and try the other thing. Try something new. Be adventurous. And that's what Post Malone's saying. That's the ideology that he's trying to bring on. If you like one thing, try the other. So drinkers of both seltzer and beer evidently benefit from this ad. Some other things that could have been changed were being more inclusive. No one wants to drink beer by themselves, and that's something that the bar aspect of the unaired ad had, because who just drinks beer in a store by themselves or a seltzer in the store by themselves? No one. But who drinks alcohol at a bar? Anybody over the age of 21. So seeming more inclusive could have been better literally, but overall Bud Light does carry a more inclusive image, as they say anybody can drink whatever they want. So they do still carry that inclusivity, which is very unique because as it's not literal, it's more figurative. And you can see that through how society fights, oh, men are beer drinkers, oh, women are seltzer drinkers. Post Malone's body has the same reaction. He fights between the seltzer and the beer and the seltzer and the beer, when in reality, at the end, he drinks both, just like Bud Light, the brand, wants citizens to do.